Welcome, one and all, to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast here, folks, on YouTube and on Spotify, here at KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Big Buckin' Empire on YouTube and Facebook, folks. This has been night one of Wrestlemania.
Kind of.
Sort of. Yes. So this is our review of night one of the showcase of the immortals, WrestleMania. So night one.
Who are you?
Well, first of all, normally I need no introduction, but I'm going to anyways. Your king of extreme, Phil K.O.E., the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower, the prince and potentate of the political parlance, and yes, this brilliant philosopher king down here. Acknowledge Roman Sammartino. We will get to that later. You can, of course, find me at KOE Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter-X, depending on your political persuasion. And we are here to get deep into this, and I am joined by my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only,
the 16-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, quadruple distilled, non-chill filtered, your blend master of ceremonies himself, Tony fucking G. Find me on all my socials and podcasts at linktree/Tony the Rod. And yes, we are here at the conclusion of night one, WrestleMania 40, coming at you live from Philadelphia. It is just getting over. As we speak, they are replaying the highlights. What few there were, we're going to get into it. We shall.
I was about to say, in the time that our intro started, they're already into the main event highlights.
Yeah.
That's saying something. Now, okay, the matches that we had this evening that have been decided thus far. We opened up with Rhea Ripley versus the man by a Lynch.
So, yeah, actually, I was pretty upset they opened with this because I really, I was actually looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I think those two girls just wanted out of that arena before they got any of this on them.
I'm not going to go that far, honestly. I don't think that was a call made by either of them. I think they tried to get the crowd hyped up with a big one, and unfortunately, this was one of the bigger matches of the entire card. So, I don't know. I think it was a bad choice to put this on first. It did set a precedent, and considering what followed it, I don't think this is what they should have opened with. I got to go back and watch it. We were still giving our predictions and our preview when this match started, so it was not like we got to give it our full attention. I got to go back and watch it. One of the matches I actually wanted to see. All that being said, yeah, Rhea Ripley did get the W here, as we expected. Cements her legacy. She beats a name opponent who has won on the main event of WrestleMania in the biggest way possible.
Actual main event.
Yeah.
Back when there was only one night.
This made perfect sense. This had to happen. Rhea Ripley is quintessentially now, the biggest name in female women's wrestling across the board, all over the planet.
I like how me and Rock have the same glasses.
Right.
Like, is that necessary?
No. No, it's not. Ashar Chopper says why the crowd was so silent the entire. It was silent the whole show. Really,
I pointed that out to Tony at one point. It's like, boy, the crowd is not.
It didn't
like they seem
the
to be
show, really.
But I'm like wondering like what match wore them out.
They weren't like overly hot the entire night. That's the problem. I've been saying this. Like, I don't understand why we chose Philadelphia for 40. 40 was a big one. Like, this is as landmark as it gets because it's fucking WrestleMania 40. Philadelphia. Interesting choice. And we're seeing it now in real time. The crowd didn't really respond. Actually, the biggest pop she got was heel rock. Go figure.
Yep. Well, unfortunately, whether anybody wants to admit it or not, night one was a one-match card.
And it was a match that really shouldn't have happened. But we'll get there. So, yeah, Rhea, Becky, I need to go back and watch it. I'll give it 3.5.
I'll give it 2.75.
I want to give it my full attention because I honestly was looking forward to it. And like I said, that opened the show. And unfortunately, what followed was one I was not looking forward to, the six-pack ladder match, Tag Team Championship, which was...
And they split up the tag team titles, which was really stupid.
So they put both sets of belts up in the air, and whoever grabbed the first set and whoever grabbed the other set, champions of whoever. Fun concept in theory. I didn't need two sets of champions. We could have just made one belt. But WWE loves to unify and ununify and reunify and
there was no need to ununify the tag team titles because let's be frank, despite the fact that there might be a lot of bodies there, the WWE tag team division has never been so weak, feeble, or thin.
It's never meant less.
Exactly.
The WWE tag division has never been booked worse. And I say this every year. And unfortunately, it's true every year because tag team wrestling in the WWE is a joke. Tag team wrestling in AEW is overly convoluted. Tag team wrestling in Japan is basically the same as the singles, and that's not like giving it kudos. Tag team wrestling as a whole, it's not what it used to be a long time ago, folks. And ununifying the belts was not the right way to address this problem. You've got to cement some people.
My reaction to all this was just,
here's the thing. I've seen great tag team ladder matches before. A lot. And at one point, you've seen enough of it. I didn't need to see it again here. And this wasn't one of them. There were some fun spots. Truth getting the hot tag and ladder match, that's fucking great. The DIY and Awesome Truth interaction, that was great stuff. But I'm not even talking about wrestling at this point. I'm just talking about people interacting. Like, yeah, sure, there's spots flipping out into ladders, breaking. I've seen it. There was nothing here that we haven't seen a million times before, so I didn't care. So you had Theory and Waller win a set, and then you had the Awesome Truth win the other set. But other than that, I didn't give a shit about this match. And yes, Bandit, precisely. Too convoluted. That's an understatement.
Yeah.
I just didn't care. I didn't care. And now, great, we have two new sets of champions in the tag team division. Is that going to go anywhere?
No.
No, it will go nowhere.
It's just devalued both belts.
I'll love to see Truth with a belt. Always love that. Love Truth. He's great. He's committed. And his silliness at least doesn't make the business look stupid.
I would have liked it if, like, both people had to get the belt for it to count. So, like, R-Truth and Miz win one, and then, like, R-Truth and, like, Johnny Gargano win another one. And then R-Truth has got to, like, that would be amazing. Admit it. You'd love that.
Bandit says, solution to ladder match, make the ladder 100-year-old wooden ladder.
Yeah, at one point their aluminum ladder just fell to shit.
Well, they're not actually aluminum. They're gimmick. They're shit. So, yeah, didn't love it. I'll give it 2 because it's nothing I haven't seen with a lot of bodies that had to pretend to, be unconscious.
I had a few good moments. I'll give it 2.75.
So then we move on to this one, really disappointed. Andrade and Mysterio versus Escobar and Dominic. Yeah, this was not what I expected. at all.
No, I expected a good match.
Well, that's what I expected, but that's not what we got. We got a SmackDown or Raw level match that was fine. It was mostly fine for what it was, but it wasn't a
A
WrestleMania
bathroom
match.
break.
And the conclusion saw a couple of the Philadelphia Eagles, former retiree recently, Jason Kelsey, in luchador masks, come out and interfere to help the baby faces win the match. So now,
Yeah, a couple of football players. Okay, here's the thing that the executives that are running TKO don't really appreciate.
yeah,
The wrestling fans are a very insular community. They have no fucking clue who any football player is at all.
I disagree with that to an extent, but yes.
Your
It's
core
not-
fan base,
but they're in Philadelphia, okay? This is fan service. It's fan service, and it works.
okay. I
You
had
had
to turn to you and
76,000
go,
people there.
who the
A
fuck are these
majority of
people?
that crowd knew who they were, so that's fine. But it made the
television
baby
audience
faces
didn't
look
know.
weak. The baby faces had to cheat to win. It's stupid. That's bad booking, and it should have been Dominic pinning Ray. So unless we're getting the trilogy of Ray losing to Dominic next year at Mania, what the fuck was the point of this? It went nowhere. It's not like this made the story better for anybody involved. I didn't love it. 2.
2.25.
Okay. So another one we're going to move on to now. Cheers. Bandit says, football comments coming from Phil. Indeed. Only the best. Then we moved on to the Battle of the Brothers. For only the third time in WrestleMania history, brother versus brother, Jay versus Jimmy. The Usos clash. And what a super kick party it was.
Hey, Bucks, that's how it's done.
So there were parts of this I liked. There were parts of it I didn't like, and it was not the match I expected to see. Just wasn't. There were a lot of super kicks, and at least these guys looked like wrestlers doing it.
They look like
But
adults.
they didn't sell the super kicks, so what's the point of doing a super kick if you know it's not going to put a guy down? What's the point of doing a super kick back and forth like trading chops or punches? What's the effort for if you know it's not going to... It didn't hurt you, so your response... Okay, you just got hit with a super kick, Phil.
Obviously,
You should super kick the guy
right back.
Because of course it didn't hurt you.
We
so
all
you should do
remember,
what didn't hurt you,
like,
to the guy that didn't hurt
in those
you.
classic
Yeah.
Bret Hart Shawn Michaels matches,
Of course.
where Bret Hart would hit sweet chin music,
Yeah.
then immediately, without even going down, Bret Hart would return the same right back to him. And then we also remember that time that, like Bret Hart got the sharpshooter on Shawn Michaels several times.
Yeah.
And so when Shawn Michaels got the sharpshooter on Bret Hart countered it into his own oh, wait.
Yeah, no. So, then Jimmy pleads with Jay to forgive him. He's sorry he was wrong. And Jay looks like a complete fucking moron.
Twin weirdness.
And forgives him and then eats the shot and almost gets Uso splashed to a pin. But no, he gets up. Then he gives Jimmy a spear and a splash and 1, 2, 3. Jay wins. Right call. Wrong match.
Yeah, I get. Like, I'm sorry, these two brothers doing a WrestleMania match. They've been planning since they were 2 years old.
Yeah, this wasn't it.
I feel like there was a little more there.
This was the exact problem I had with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens having a match at WrestleMania. That was their dream, and if you would have let them unfiltered have that match, forget about it, instant classic. But instead, you had Logan Paul as like special enforcer or referee before he was even a wrestler, and it was a very vanilla, nothing throwaway match. And to an extent, that's kind of what this ended up being. It didn't elevate Jay, didn't hurt Jimmy. It was. I'm going to give this 2.5 I'll give it 3. It was a good match. It just no, forget it. 275. It disappointed.
I'll give it the 3. I'll like. There was a lot there, but there was also a lot not there.
Yeah, there was a lot not there.
So
precisely.
Moving onward and upward.
So then we got the Damage Control versus Jade, Naomi, and Bianca. This was exactly what we expected.
Basically, they put Jade over like she's $1 million and has nuclear bombs in her hands.
So yeah, this was a 6-person tag. There's a pattern. You get all 6 in the ring at one time or another. There's nothing to really write home about. This is how you're wasting Bianca and Asuka with what time Asuka has left. Like, this is your throwaway for this. You give everybody a little bit of moment to do their thing, and then it's on to the next person. It just everybody was just kind of waiting to see Jade, and when she finally got into the match, the crowd goes pop for her as expected, and she did her thing, and she easily caught Sane midair, hits a backbreaker, picks up the win. And that's the match. It's just it was short. It was sweet. It got the point, but this wasn't.
Well, we've seen some other matches that lingered too long. So this one,
we did.
I'm going to give this 275.
Oh. Yeah, I actually agree. 275 because it gave Jade Cargill, who's been on the cusp of like debuting but not debuting, big moments in the Rumble, now a big moment at WrestleMania. If you keep the pattern up and you keep her special, that would be doing what AEW was doing and then failed miserably to do. Keep her special, and then you might have something. Keep training her, but keep it seldom and keep it special, and you got something there. So I can't shit on it too much, but again, there wasn't a lot there. Kind of a pattern for night one, which unfortunate because, yeah. Now a questionable call.
Great match. Great match.
Really good match.
But a questionable call between Sami Zayn and Gunther. What I will say is they both put on a tremendous effort.
Yes.
But there's a problem here. You've put over Gunther just, as monster among men, world beater. Like they were going to put Brock in there with him. They were thinking about, and now he loses straight, clean, flat as a plate of piss on Broadway to Sami Zayn.
Yeah,
What?
So they've been feuding Chad Gable with Gunther, pretending like he was going to be the one to dethrone. We knew that wasn't going to happen. Then for some reason, they bait and switched us and gave that spot to Sammy, who everybody was mad couldn't beat Roman. So now you're going to substitute him into here, but now you're also screwing over the other darling that the crowd decided was their new hero. And then you go ahead and have him beat Gunther flat after a historic run. I don't get it. There's a time and a place. And yeah, Mania is usually it. But Sammy wasn't the guy, and this wasn't the time. So I got to ask what the fuck you were thinking, because this was an obvious Gunther win. I'm sorry, the obvious choice to eventually beat Gunther, hell, it could have been Monday night. You could have beaten Gunther Monday night for the IC title. Monday.
That's how Gunther would have said. He beat me on Monday.
That's Monday night. Gunther comes out mid-show, says, obviously, my historic run can't be beat. That's when you debut Braun Breaker. Beats him flat. Like Taz to Kurt Angle back in the day. For the belt, just like that. Very fucking simple. You get the belt off of him. He can move up the card. Braun makes his debut, has a belt, and he's an instant fucking star. Sammy's not going to do anything with the belt, is he? Nothing. He's not going to elevate the belt. The belt's not going to elevate him. This will be a short run. I said, hey, remember when Kofi won the world title? This is more of that.
Or Dean Ambrose
winning the world title. More of that. It's going to go nowhere. And everybody's like, I got what I wanted and I don't like it.
Pretty much. Now, what would have been way better, it's unfortunate Brock kind of got written out of everything because if they'd have put Brock in there with Gunther, had Brock win the IC title, and be like, all right, Brock, for all of your inequity, you're going to have to put over the IC belt for a little bit. And then he drops it to Braun Breaker. That'd be way better, 100 times better. But
Sheba says a storm is coming, and Jade Cargill stole the show, period. She did look great, and I always like seeing Jade. I'm a big fan. A lot of potential.
She looked spectacular.
As always, she has a great presence. But yeah, this one was the wrong decision.
Oh, she did good in the ring too.
Yeah, Zayn should not have won this match. The belt means nothing. He did nothing with it the last time he had. I don't know. This was a bad call. Good for him though. I'm a big Sami Zayn fan.
God, you're right.
Love his work rate.
This isn't the first time he's held that weird IC belt.
No, and nothing is going to come from this, and they're going to be instantly looking for a way to take it off of him. So I don't know. Odd choice. It was the moment had passed. He wasn't the guy. This wasn't the time. I don't know. Good match though. Really good match. Then we get into the main event, and I said, "Holy shit, Phil! We have an hour. Is this match really going to last an hour?" He said, "Yeah, probably is," and yeah, damn near did. Roman Reigns and The Rock,
the Tribal Chief,
versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins,
and
damn near an hour.
Okay, here's the thing.
So many things.
First of all, Seth Rollins comes to the ring looking like a cyberpunk kung fu prostitute.
Incredible.
Like I don't know how else to put. Like, I'm sorry if I'm off on that. Let me know. But no, that was something. And now in the press conference, we actually have the girls from the previous match to talk about coming out. They were wearing gold. Now they're wearing silver. So yeah. But anyhow, So the main event that we had for this evening. Try to contain yourself, T.
I'm good.
Okay.
You all right?
I'll make it at least a few minutes. So the main event for the evening, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Roman and Rock.
I said that.
I know. Trying to think here.
I know you are.
Well, no, because I'm still stuck on Seth. Like, what the fuck was that?
What are you looking at up there?
Well, I'm trying to reimagine Seth's nonsense.
Oh.
But
yeah, so Seth Rollins comes out in garments that like the Elton John version of Jabba the Hutt would have been jealous of.
Yeah. Because
it was massive.
Crocodile Rock.
Like it was gold and black and
purple,
blue, black. And giant. It was like he had a shoulder. It was like, you remember when like the T-1000 in Terminator 2 would get shot with a shotgun and his like shoulder would like blow up? That's kind of what Seth looked like, but with like colors. The fact that Cody, Rock, and Roman and Paul all kept it together while trying to be serious in this moment, kudos to them. Because looking at Seth, that visual was incredibly stupid, but amazing at the same time. So the whole build to this has been Cody, odd choice to win the Rumble, but he did. Going to WrestleMania, going to challenge Roman again. Then he's not. He's going to give it to The Rock because reasons. Then, oh, wait, Rock, you're kind of a dick. I'm going to take it back. Now The Rock's a dick. Super dick. And now The Rock's going to side with the guy he was going to fight at Mania. And he's going to beat the piss out of Cody for a month or two on end. And he's going to bloody him up on the go home, or like the last couple of weeks, to the point where this is more about Cody versus Rock than it is Cody versus Roman. So the natural thing to do would be have Seth Rollins and The Rock do most of the in-ring work until, we tag in Cody and Roman, and then have Cody and Roman, who are going to fight tomorrow night, primarily face each other.
Yeah, Tony, you need to have Cody and Roman wrestle for at least 20 minutes because we need to get that well-documented Seth versus Rock feud,
which was not a thing,
finally wrapped up, because thank God those two got all the time in the ring together that they did, because, like, fuck, man, there's been so much heat between those two for all these years, we finally got to see the payoff of Cody versus Rock.
There was so much.
I mean, Seth versus Rock.
There was so much wrong here. Like they accomplished two things. They devalued tomorrow night's main event by having Cody and Roman interact. Period, and not just period. So much. Cody and Roman essentially only touched each other for 70% of this match. And they didn't even address hardly the Cody Rock feud that's been overshadowing tomorrow night's actual main event. I mean, Cody was able to hit Rock with a rock bottom through the announce table, and then Rock slapped him with the belt in the back leading up to the end of the match. But like other than that, it was Seth Rock, Roman Cody. We're getting Roman Cody tomorrow night.
So we needed to see them wrestle 20 minutes before they wrestled.
This was my problem with this match going in. I'm like, I don't want to see the two guys who are in a feud fight each other the night before they fight each other. That's too much. And it was too much. And it didn't make sense. And it made everything I saw tonight feel just off and different. And like I said at the predictions, whoever wins this isn't going to win tomorrow. So now I'm like, it takes a lot of the steam off of tomorrow night if it goes that way. So the booker in me hated everything about this. There were things I did like about this. And specifically, I mentioned The Rock hitting the belt, talking shit to Cody's mom, and telling the ref verbatim, unedited, looks at the ref when the ref started to count when they got out of the ring and says, if you count The Rock out, you're fired. The Rock don't fuck around.
That was great.
That was amazing.
Like, okay, that's the one time you can get away with that.
Yes.
And like
it makes sense.
Marvelous.
You don't have to knock the referee into a coma for the ref to not count you out. You can just be like, hey, I'm a TKO board CEO, and if you count me out, you're fired. Oh, you're not getting counted out now, and the ref doesn't have to look like a fucking idiot.
It doesn't bury the ref, and the bad guys are the only ones that get to cheat.
Phil drooling over Bianca, Jade, and Naomi. In that order,
maybe.
Maybe flip Jade and Bianca.
Yeah, but I resemble that remark. Yep. You philosopher king, you. But anyways, moving right along. But yeah, when that was the best way I've ever seen. Like The Rock did authority figure done right.
Yeah, it would look
okay. Good. Like it was.
Oh, and the other thing at the beginning of the match, Seth Rollins is in great shape. He looked like a schlub standing next to cut-ass Cody, abs of fucking steel Roman, and Jesus God King Kong The Rock. Yeah. My God.
Like The Rock, yeah, he did have the form and figure, like the pecs of King Kong. Wow. And Roman,
I didn't know that The Rock saved his breast implants from 1998.
His reduction.
Remember in 1990, like 7 or 8, when The Rock had breast reduction surgery? You didn't know that? Well, he did. Go back and look. It's a true thing. He saved them and had them put back in his body because his chest looked like Clark Kent Superman. Jesus fucking Christ.
And Roman's,
what the hell?
Roman's abs looked like you could sharpen a sword against them.
Yeah.
And then Cody looked like he was
carved out of wood, like Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
He looked like he was ready to run a triathlon.
Yeah.
And then Seth Rollins, who's actually in pretty decent shape,
very good
like
shape.
A dad bod schlub next to these three guys. Holy mother of mackerel! Like it was.
Yeah.
And Seth has been working his ass off trying to get in shape.
I felt bad for Seth.
He's like any other day of the week, he's in great shape. But up against them three,
that was completely unfair. But I digress. Like Seth hit some really good curb stomps. None of Cody's Cody cutters landed. He broke Roman's nose.
Yeah, every Cody cutter was just him shoving his shoulder into your face in some random direction.
He legit busted Roman's nose the hard way. A couple of times with the Cody cutter. Neither landed. But there was some good stuff here. But I'm gonna see it tomorrow.
Well, Tony, there's one thing that you're going to see tomorrow that you didn't see tonight.
What's that? Cody winning? Correct.
No,
I agree.
Solo Sikoa.
That's true.
You're going to see.
We did not see Solo tonight. So, yeah.
Now, Tony, because it's bloodline rules, Solo Sikoa is going to be there to make sure that everything's down the line, fair and square.
We got to talk about the finish. So the finish is Cody hits a double crossroads. I believe he went for a trifecta on Roman, and The Rock out of nowhere with the Mama Rhodes, The Rock, Brahma Bull, weight belt, slaps. It was a great shot. Slaps Cody in the back behind the ropes. Cody sells it like a champ. They get in, and The Rock did eat a spear earlier from Roman, and then dual pedigrees, which was dumb, and only got a 2 count.
Rock ain't fucking like
No.
okay, Tony. For as long as The Rock lives, he will not lay down for a 1, 2, 3 for a pedigree for as long as he lives.
And he didn't tonight. And then The Rock gets gets back to the apron. Roman hits a spear. Wants the tag. Roman gives The Rock the tag. The Rock comes in, hits the rock bottom, takes his sweet ass time, hits a people's elbow, pins Cody, flat bag, 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Boy, did he ever take his sweet ass time after he hit that rock bottom.
And now, again, like I said, Cody Rhodes is a 2-time main event WrestleMania loser. And he's still got 1 to go this weekend. So you've made him look like a fucking idiot.
He's going to go 3-0, T. Now,
if he does, you can't ever have him win the belt, no matter if it's an MSG or not. He can't. If he loses tomorrow, it's over. Don't finish the story because nobody cares at this point. If he doesn't finish the story tomorrow, send him away because it's done.
Tony,
it's fucking
You
done.
know what he can still say? In 2 years, he main evented WrestleMania 3 times. How many folks can say that other than Roman Reigns?
And you lost them all.
You
main evented 3 WrestleManias in a row in 2 years, and you lost every one of them on your back.
Well, you know what
who else can say that? Oh, what an accomplishment. I got to the pinnacle 3 times in 2 years, and I sucked each time.
He can still tell all his buddies over in AEW, so how many main events in WrestleMania have y'all been in?
They don't care because they think bingo halls are, awesome. Anywho, night 2 WrestleMania play this Sunday later. Yes. Tabatso, tomorrow night, Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, me and Phil will be going live during night 2. We will be doing a watch along. We will be giving our commentary during night 2. So if you're not already, hit subscribe to the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast or the Big Beckham Empire on Facebook and make sure, because you are going to want to watch us in real time, I promise you, to watch our reactions and commentary and thoughts on tomorrow's night. Forget about the WWE commentary. Not worth a fuck. This is where you want to be.
Oh, yeah. Our commentary is going to beat the shit out of whatever Maggle Cole's got to say.
But again, I just... pulling behind the curtain of the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, Phil and I are essentially lifelong wrestling fans. And a long time ago, booking wrestling was kind of the thing that kept us sane in our youth. If that's fair to say.
I think so.
This was so frustrating on a booking level because there were so many flaws in the booking decisions made here tonight. From putting matches on the card where they put them on, like the Rhea Becky opening the show, having Gunther lose to Sammy in the
I almost would have opened,
wrong time, wrong guy.
I think I would have opened the show with that if that's what's the
result
going to be. Gunther
if you're going to do that, that should have opened.
Yeah,
absolutely. Rhea retaining should have been the lead into the main event. Absolutely, I agree. And then the main event itself, you got to get the Rock onto the card, fine, but this wasn't the way to do it. I don't know. I don't love this. Nothing about this screamed WrestleMania to me. This felt more like a roadblock, end of the line, 3 weeks before WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but here we are a night before. So yeah, this is literally a 1-match card.
And the match was
okay,
but
what do you give the main event actually on a star scale?
So it was almost an hour long. It was The Rock. It's Cody, it was Roman, it was Seth. I mean, there was nothing in the match that offended me to the point where that was bad wrestling. All these guys are good. They told a good story given the circumstances. I'll give it 3.75. It made sense, except for it shouldn't have been booked to begin with.
because this is another historic defense by the tribal chief, Roman Sammartino. The right guy won. The right finish was what happened. I'm going to have to give this 4 stars.
Okay.
A nearly hour-long match with The Rock. Folks, that is candy. Okay, that is shit that some wrestling fans live for, and we got it tonight. So I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Excellent match, and definitely the match of the night, beyond a shadow of a doubt. What was better?
My booking in high school.
Okay. So we go in to tomorrow night with a bloodline rules match, which we all know what that means. There is no fairer rule set.
The most convoluted finish in WrestleMania history. A mere 24 hours away, folks.
Oh, no, folks. It's going to be flat Cody, shoulders, 1, 2, 3, Roman, tribal chief, on his way to breaking Hulk Hogan's record. And then after that, he will break Bruno Sammartino's record. Acknowledge him, folks. You don't have to like him. You don't have to respect him. You don't even have to enjoy him, but you will acknowledge him.
So the final
tribal
tally,
chief, Roman Sammartino.
Final tally for night 1, Chicken a paltry 3, Phil respectable 4, and yours truly a impressive 5 points on the night heading into tomorrow night. So your champion, defending, reigning, will retain again. Just tune in tomorrow to solidify that. It's looking good for yours truly, but you're going to have to come back here tomorrow to watch me retain that exclusively, because tomorrow night is the watch-along. Night 2, the real main event is happening. There's some matches I'm really looking forward to. We still have on the docket, folks, Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, U.S. title triple threat. That's going to be good. Oh, yeah, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits are going to win a match against the who gives a fuck. Bailey is going to probably beat whoever the fuck. Drew McIntyre is going to beat Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins gets to be a 2-time loser at this year's WrestleMania. Kudos, Seth, and your ridiculous rope. And we've also got Roman Cody. Cody's going to finish the story tomorrow. So there's a lot to look forward to tomorrow night at WrestleMania 40, night 2.
Now, Tony, what was the name of that big long dog in the Never-Ending Story?
Falcor.
Okay, forget Sebastian and Falcor. Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns is the real never-ending story, okay? Because
if 41 is headlined by Cody and Roman, I'm not gonna watch. You've heard it here first.
You say that.
I'm not gonna watch.
Yes, you will.
No, I won't.
Because you'll need to see Cody finally finish his story.
No, if he doesn't finish it tomorrow night, I'm out. I'm fucking out, guys.
Mostly because he just doesn't want me to gloat about Roman Sammartino for the next several years.
It's not going to happen.
He just has to go to a paltry Backlash 2028, and we're right on track.
We're almost. That's still over 4 years, but good luck with that.
He beats Cody one more time. God. He beats Dean Ambrose.
He has to beat Cody 3 more times.
He beats MJF, and then he beats The Rock. Mm-hmm. And then, bam, we got it.
So even if Cody loses...
And then he drops it the Raw after Backlash.
Even if Cody loses tomorrow night, the logical booking would say you get SummerSlam in the Garden, and you do this fucking match for a 3rd time in a year and a half, and then he beats Roman, and even then...
No, and then they dusty finish Cody in Madison Square Garden. Oh, and then Roman, they restart the match. Roman hits the spear. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God! You hate it, but you also love it.
It's gonna be so sweet when this nonsense ends tomorrow. Fingers crossed.
No, folks.
Regardless, what's gonna happen is yours truly will still be your Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion. That's the important thing. So, again, you got to come back here. Less than 24 hours away. Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast on YouTube, Big Bucket Empire on Facebook, folks. You got to come back here. Enjoy our commentary. We're doing the live watch along night 2 WrestleMania 40. That's where it's at. That's where it's going to be. We still got some great matches. I'm still looking forward. We've got, again, Logan Paul in the triple threat, AJ Styles, LA Knight, and of course Cody Roman. Like, there's still some good shit to happen. Night 1 was not my favorite thing, but there's some stuff I got to go back and give a second opinion to. But night 2, fingers crossed, it's going to be good. Can't wait, and I want
all the good matches are on that night.
I want you all to come back here with us. Please, I'm begging of you. We got to end WrestleMania 40 on a high note, and that's Cody finishing the story and Tony fucking G staying your 16-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion.
Now, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us here at the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast for our review and coverage of night 1 of Whoa, WrestleMania. Yes, folks, I am your King of Extreme, Phil K.O.E., the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower. You can, of course, find me at K.O.E. Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. That's K.O.E. Nation. K is in King. O is in oh my God. You can find K.O.E. Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter. E is in extremely happy to know. You can find K.O.E. Nation on YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, and Twitter, folks. I hope all of you make it back here to not only K.O.E. Nation, to not only Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast, but also Big Buckin' Empire on YouTube and Facebook. Happy, healthy, much the wiser, raise a glass to yourselves, and I hope all of you make it back here to RWP, Big Buckin' Empire, and K.O.E. for tomorrow night's live watch-along. I am signing off and handing it off to my indomitable broadcast partner, the one, the only,
Tony fucking G. Catch you tomorrow. Gonna be a big one. Do not miss it. This is the place to be.
And see if it just smooths itself out.
Back, tell you what I'll do. If I ever get back, I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost. We gotta take it down. Let you down slow. It's hard.